Hello, my love.
Unmute.
There we go.
Okay, now we go. All right, now I thought I unmuted myself, but I didn't.
That's
Hi,
okay. How are you?
I'm doing really well.
That's good. Give me
Yeah.
something good that's happened since I last talked to you or saw you.
You totally set me straight again. Like I
Slap.
slept. I actually got my calendar out that I bought myself in the beginning of the year. I always buy that same calendar every year. And I used to use that before Nina was born to really like mark out my days.
Mhm.
And so I got that out this morning and I really like planned out my day today. And I put a to-do list out
Good.
and I like planned it all out. And I was like, well, she's napping. I can do business stuff. And you know what? Like I've already gotten like I had like 5 or 6 things on there, and I was trying to really be specific about these are leads. These are people that are going to lead me. They either are going to be interested in my services or they can connect me with people that will be interested. And I got it all done. The only thing I haven't gotten done yet is I wanted to find 1 grant that I'm going to start applying to.
Mhm.
And that's the only thing. And I felt super productive. I've already gotten like household stuff done.
Yeah.
I've got my exercise in. I
Yeah.
meditated. I got my mindset straight. I feel awesome.
You know what's
And
crazy? You'll start to feel like, oh wow, I have time in my day. What do I do?
yeah, exactly. And I don't feel so crazy anymore, like
That
and it's
overwhelm.
overwhelmed. So that's super good. And there's been a learning in it too, where I'm like, with household like stuff, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Now Nina woke up. I'm going to have to go in a second, like walk over there with you.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's okay.
But with household stuff, for instance, I decided, if I do like 1 load of laundry a day
Mhm.
and then I get to fold it, right? That's enough. I
Yeah.
don't need to, anyway. So
Yeah.
that's been a really great thing.
Awesome. So tell me about leads. Since when we talked, now I saw you on Tuesday. Have you been able to generate any new leads?
I have, but it sort of just it happened like another referral.
Uh-huh.
So I got another referral from one client who saw me last week, and so that she sent her niece, I believe she is,
Okay.
to me. So, and I've gotten 2 referrals from her. So she seems to have really liked what I've been doing. So,
Mhm.
so that's great. And that's it. That's it.
That's
But
okay.
better than nothing. Yeah.
We're gonna keep getting that momentum. There's a lot of components to, understanding like that pitch that we've developed. That pitch gives us the confidence and the ability to start having those conversations. And so one of the things that we said we were going to talk about today is those discovery calls.
Right.
Right? How to really to structure those discovery calls. And so let's hear the pitch. And I know that it continues to evolve sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me tell me your pitch again.
So my pitch is, hi, I'm Christine Dollahan. So I actually, after you said, okay, I'm gonna do the new one. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So hi, I'm Christine Dollahan, and I help moms who suffer from stress and anxiety reconnect with themselves. No, and I help women on the journey of motherhood. That's what I wanted to say. Who suffer from stress and anxiety, reconnect with themselves so they can lead a happy and prosperous life.
Beautiful. I want you to join in one of the Thursday calls because yes, they have stress and anxiety, but I want to go deeper than that because there's commonality there, right?
Okay.
It's the why they have stress and anxiety that you want to connect to, because that's going to be the pain point where it's like, oh, I need to talk to her.
Okay.
Okay. But fantastic. So now we have this pitch. We have a clear understanding of who we're working with, what it is that we're offering, and what the solution is, right? What their problem is, what's the solution. So now we have to get on a discovery call to decide if this is a client that we want to work with. Not only is it a client that we want to work with, but we ourselves want to make sure that as coaches, in this case, you're a coach, we want to make sure we bring them to that self-discovery of what the problem is,
Right.
Because if they themselves don't understand what the problem is, then they're not going to see you as a solution, because why do they need you?
Right.
Right. So what's one problem? So what's one question do you think you can ask in the start of the conversation? Like in this discovery call, we say, look, we just want to get, dive into the muck and figure out what's going on. So what could you ask them?
I mean, after I've asked them to tell me what's going on in their life.
All right. So what's going on in your life? Do we want to know about their life?
No, what's the pain point that they're working with? Right?
Okay. So how would what would be the question you would ask?
Something like, what are you looking to get out of working with me? That's not phrased very intelligent.
No, we want the problem. We want to build rapport with them first and let them talk, right? Go ahead, try again.
Now I'm blanking.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like,
so they have rapport. A problem. They have
right.
a problem. And so right. How would you ask them about their problem?
Something along the lines of what are you suffering from, or what's, I don't know, that's not the right word, but like, what's the biggest pain point in your life right now, that, or what is the pain point that makes you hopeful, or what is, how can I help you?
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking of, you said earlier, journey to motherhood.
Right.
Right. How can we incorporate that in a question?
What has been the biggest stress point or pain point in the journey of motherhood for you?
Yeah, there you go. We write it down.
Right. Okay.
So we ask the question, we let them talk. We want to hear what that's all about, right? Because we really want to get to whatever they're going to talk to us on the surface about is not really the problem.
Right.
So what could be the next question that you can ask that could really help dive into that a little bit more?
You mean them sharing more about it, or them seeing what, because one question that comes to mind is what would you lose if you didn't work on this? Or
yep. But before we get to that, we want to go a little bit deeper, right? Because what they're going to tell us on the surface, oh my God, I'm trying to, just be the best mom and but that's not the problem, right? Their problem are their own insecurities, their own, self-doubt, self-image, whatever that major pain point is, that's the problem that they're having. So how do you get to that next level? What can you ask them that will help you get to that next level?
I mean, they probably, if I ask them what has been the biggest pain point in your journey, they will tell me a pain point, and then maybe I just ask something like, what else? Kind of what else? At least that's how that's, the coaching program that I took, that was one strategy. They said, keep asking what else, then it'll go deeper and deeper and deeper, but that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I mean, I hear you. I shouldn't have made that face, but what I'm thinking is, instead of what else, what about something along the line is, why do you think that's a problem?
Why do you think that's a problem?
Why, right? Not what, because what's going to just give us more drama.
Right.
But why? Why is that a problem? Well, now we're starting to get into the depths of things. And even sometimes Christine, I may ask why a couple times. And so why do you think that's a problem?
Right.
Like,
Okay.
and I may even go even a little bit, and say, all right, look, let's be honest. These are all things that are on the surface. There's something really going on inside that you haven't shared with anybody.
Right.
Right. And Christine, you can do this because you have that authenticity. Right. And that's where the problem is. Now, that problem, Christine, you know yourself, it hasn't been just a problem during motherhood.
No.
Right. So then what's the next question?
How long has this been going on?
Yeah. If not just motherhood, and I would point it out, if not just motherhood, like really, this isn't just happened now. How long do you think it's been going on? Right. What else? What's next?
Well, then wouldn't I go into what will you lose if you keep, or sorry if I'm not expressing myself right here, but kind of like what will you lose if you don't address this problem now? You know, it's been going on for this long. What will you lose if you could, or what will happen if you continue going or letting this problem go on?
Tell me what you just wrote down.
So I wrote down, what has been the biggest pain point in the journey of motherhood? Why do you think that's a problem? And then I just made a side note that you said, surface problems.
Yep.
Yeah. And then how long has this been going on?
Yep. So yes. And now you want to know what will happen if you don't fix it.
Yeah, that's much better. That's what I meant, but I couldn't express it. It's also crazy because the cat's like jumping up the walls and Nina is just, yeah.
But I would put it in there. I would put the problem in there, not just generalized. Like, so what's going to happen now if you don't fix? Or you could even say before that, what do you think it's cost you? Right? What do you think it's cost you up to this point not to take care of this problem? Or by hoping this problem would go away? And that could be something in there that, well, have you hoped that this would go away? What we want to do is as much as, and this can happen in any industry that's in service, these questions, right? Is that we want the client to realize the problem they have. The more you can make them conscious about the problem that they're having and how much it's cost them to have this problem, they're going to see the value in you being that solution. Right? And then, so when we talk about closing clients quickly, you've already closed them. Right? Because you're that solution.
Right. Yeah.
And so then that next, so what was the last thing you wrote down?
The last one was, so I wrote down two. What do you think it costs you not to fix this problem? And then the last one is what will happen if you don't fix this?
Yeah. And I'm thinking now is like, well, what do you think would be next?
I mean, intuitively, I would say that I explain to them how I could help them, but that's probably not it.
No, that's the motherly person coming out. Let me help you. No,
right.
When we do these discovery calls, there are no help. There's no help. How you're helping them is you're helping them to see the problem.
Okay.
That's your job. Help them to see the problem. Do not give advice. Do not give a solution. Because what you're going to do, and shame on you, Christine, you're going to give them a Band-Aid and you've just lost your client. Now, will we make mistakes along the way when we first start doing this? Absolutely. I made hundreds of them.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So what would be the next question?
How do you want to move forward? No.
Oh, think of curiosity. I'm curious.
I'm blanking.
Why now?
That's the question. Why now?
Why fix it now?
Mm.
Why deal with it now? I shouldn't say deal with it, but why fix it now? Right? And then they'll share with you, like, I don't want to bring it on to another generation. Like, this has been a generational issue for, ages. And okay, great. So here's what I know. Well, and this is what I would probably move into, where it's like, I'm terribly sorry that you're having your problem, but I 100% understand.
Hmm.
And I know the different challenges that you can have, because I've had similar ones.
Okay.
Right? You're connecting, you're having that empathy. Now the question becomes to Christine, whatever it is that she's said to you, do you in your mind feel that already this is something that you can help this person solve? Is this, Christine is asking herself, is this something that I work with?
Okay.
Right? Can I help this person? Yes. Okay, great. What are some characteristics that you want in your client?
I want a client to be, I actually did an ideal client thing, and now I don't, my computer's in the other room, but I realized that a lot of the qualities that I want from an ideal client are my qualities. So somebody who is open to growth and change, open-hearted, really wants to kind of upgrade themselves and wants to fix things, who can admit that they have flaws, who can own up to them, but then doesn't dwell on them and like do a pity party, but put their big girl pants on and say, okay, I'm moving forward and I'm changing something.
Yeah.
So I suppose what I just said is like really like the openness in mind, body, and spirit, wanting to change. And then somebody who is open to spiritual truths or metaphysical truths, more universally speaking.
So I would suggest you come up with 3.
Okay.
And at this point, I would say something. The clients that I work with, after you've empathized with them, the clients that I work with, at this point, when they're coming to me, they're usually very decisive about wanting to fix this. They're very open-minded. And whatever that third one would be, and I would ask the question, is that you?
Open-minded.
Right, because now you're qualifying the client. First, you're qualifying the problem, right? Can I help this person with the problem that they have? And now you're qualifying whether or not, as an individual person, you want to be able to help them.
Got it.
That's
So,
great.
okay, are you going to go into what happens if I'm like, I cannot help this person, like that Saturday client?
Yeah. So, I mean, do you have someone, and you can tell, like, I don't always, when I do these discovery calls, I don't always take on the clients that I do discovery calls with, because not everyone's my client. Sometimes we have people that have products. I don't really work with products. I only work with service-based people. So I had a lady that sold shoes. Did I still do the call? Yes, it was a little bit challenging. Yes, I still helped her, but I wasn't her ideal coach. And so, I usually have some different referrals in my pocket that I can refer to.
Right. Okay.
Right? Okay. So now at this point, what we want to do in your case is we want to think about the big picture, right? We want them to see, just like yourself, we want them to see okay, if we fix this, what is it that you want from your motherhood? Like the happy stuff, right?
Sorry, I'm writing.
I know, that's okay. We want them to feel the happy stuff, right? And why is this important to you?
Why is this important to me specifically or important to them?
Yeah. Why is it important? Yeah. Why is this important to you? Right. And then the next topic would be about you. Well, I'm 100% confident that I can help you.
Okay.
You've already said, here's what, and I would repeat back what you heard them say. Here's the problem. This is what you want, right? This is the good stuff. And now we have to bridge this gap. And here's how I can help bridge that gap.
This is. This is. I've never been good at speed writing.
It's okay.
Okay. All right.
And think about when you always present the package first, right? Because I would even make a comment and say, you didn't get to this in a day. So you know that coming to one session for something isn't going to resolve it. The question becomes, do you want to resolve it? Or do you just want a session? And in most cases, they'll say, I want to resolve it. And so that's where Christine has to think about, it's not 5 times, 6 times, it's 6 months, it's 8 months, it's 10 months. And have those longer packages, because those longer packages are the ones that really get you the results.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so here's what the cost is. Here's where we get started. Can I sign you up now?
Right. Packages.
Or I should say, here's the investment, right? Because they're investing in themselves. I may even say something, Christine, like, are you worth $2,500?
Am I worth $2,500?
Well, are you worth 6,000?
Are you actually asking me that? I think I am. I'm starting to like.
Yeah, hello. Right, but on the flip side, so if your package is, I know I don't remember what the sessions were, but if you have a 6-month package, that's $2,000, right? Are you worth $2,000?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And so is fixing this problem, right? Because when they see how much it's cost them, there's no amount of money. Don't skip that question. There's no amount of money that you can put on fixing this problem, and how long it's been is an amount of money that they can't even put on.
Right.
So I just want to make sure in fixing this, the investment to fix what you've already lost is $2,000. And how we do this is the payment plan.
Got it. Okay.
We charge,
and like the idea of investment. Okay.
Right, because it's not a cost. Even though it's a physical expense, it's not really a cost. It's a personal development that's going to allow them to grow.
Right.
Yeah. So, so that investment, is $2,000. Here's how long it is for, right? Because we know we can't fix this in one session. Here's some of the things that you would get from it. Would you like to get started? And as soon as you hear the objection of money, it's not about the money. It's about that nervous system that's popping up. And that's another conversation. Right.
Okay.
But if we do the call right, and you can build that rapport in the problem and they trust you, then the money objection shouldn't come up. Okay. If it does come up, there may be legitimately a money issue. And so we just have to get resourceful. Sometimes people have to get resourceful. So, so what I hear you saying is that you don't want to fix this right now. No, that's not what I said. Okay, so when do we want to fix this? When will we have the finances to be able to fix this? Because we know it's already cost us this. And this is where you have to put on your big girl panties to have those honest conversations, because you're not there about the money. You're there because you want to help them. And you know that you can help them solve that problem. Right. Make sense?
Makes perfect sense. Yeah, I will need some practice with this, especially the money conversation. because I think that's been the biggest challenge so far, has been that, I would have some of that. I mean, these discovery calls, I haven't been making them, and I need to really put them in place. But I would have this like after the first session kind of talk with them, and I would, and interestingly enough, most of my clients suffer from anxiety and depression. So I've been starting to think about a package that really addresses that. And I call it the stress away, because I think it popped into my mind because Young Living has an oil for that. But I call it the stress away package, and it addresses negativity, stress, and all of that. Because that's one of the biggest things. And I've been talking to them and saying, it's not, this is like chiropractic care. It's not going to fix, you're going to feel great now for a week or so, and then it's just going to go back into your old pattern. But a lot of them were like, well, I don't know if I can do it now, and then I would not know how to object and say, without coming off as like, I want your money, which is, I really don't want their money. I want to help them, like
remember to stay focused on your pitch and what it is that the solution is. Are your clients going to deal with stress and anxiety in the long-term packages? Absolutely. You don't solve stress and anxiety in a session. So when you start those conversations, I would say, look, we can have a discovery call. I've got, a couple questions that I go through. If you'd like, we can start there and have that conversation so that it puts you in the right frame of mind, and it gives you the outline and the structure to have a healthy conversation, so that you can take the time it takes. It'll take less time to enroll people.
Yes.
I've got a hard stop in a minute, but I just want to say this. The next call that I want to have is about money objections.
Okay.
But for now, what I'd like you to do is to create a Word document with these questions on it. So you create an outline for yourself, so that every time
on it.
Okay. I know you like structure. And then I want to ask you one question, because you know what? I've gotten a lot of people asking me about how to do these calls. Would it be okay if I share this recording on Facebook?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I want to be able to help other people as well. And I thought, you know what? This one is really great. We didn't get into anything too personal. But I know that it'll help a lot of other people that are having like that reluctancy to have a call.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Share it.
How do you feel today? Scale of 1 to 10, 1 being sucky, 10 being freaking awesome.
10.
Good. Yeah. All right. Next Thursday, 12 o'clock.
Yes, I'm scheduling it into my new Google Calendar.
All right. Well, then I'll see you next Thursday. And you know that if you need me, how to reach me.
Yes, I do. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, Christine.